about Rachel's interview with the president? Let's talk about that. Rachel Campos-Duffy speaking exclusively with President Trump. The full interview airing today at 4 p.m. on Fox Noticas. Trump covering a wide range of topics, including his work with El Salvador's president on immigration.
He's made it a very safe place. People go and they feel very secure and safe. He's also built one, but other also prisons, very big ones, and we're using his system because we're getting rid of our criminals from out of the United States that were allowed to come in by Biden. We're getting them out. And the president is helping us with that, President Bukele. So I was very impressed with him, really very impressed. Great guy.
Could we use it for violent criminals, our own violent criminals?
I call them homegrown criminals.
Yes.
I mean, the
homegrowns.
The ones that grew up and something went wrong and they hit people over the head with a baseball bat. We have, and push people into subways just before the train gets there, like you see happening sometimes. We are looking into it and we want to do it. I would love to do that.
Or set people on fire that are waiting on the subway. Yeah, the worst of the worst. Here with more is Fox and Friends Weekend co-host at the White House, Rachel Campos-Duffy. Hey, Rachel, congratulations.
Hey, Ainsley, thanks so much. It was such an exciting day here at the White House. I was here when President Bukele came in. The military were right behind us with flags, greeting him. He drove up, he came into the meeting, and we got to interview Donald Trump right as he got out of that amazing Oval Office presser and interview with President Bukele. And, you could really sense, right out of the gate, out of this interview, I asked him about Bukele. He likes Bukele. He relates to that kind of toughness. President Bukele, of course, taking El Salvador from the murder capital of the world to the safest country in the Western Hemisphere. And when Donald Trump said, President Bukele said, hey, everyone's talking about my prisons and the thousands that are in there, but they don't talk enough about the millions that I've liberated, which is really true in El Salvador. It is like night and day. And Donald Trump didn't just like that Bukele, made his country safe again, something Donald Trump is working on, but he loved the language, the idea of it takes imprisoning those violent criminals to liberate the rest of the peaceful population. Just on a marketing level, I could tell Donald Trump really liked that.
Yeah, I loved your question on tariffs, and we're going to play it right now, because even Donald Trump said, Rachel, no one's ever asked me that question. So watch this.
Las aranceles van a reemplazar el income tax?
You're the only one that's asked me that. Oh, I deal with all these big financial geniuses. Nobody ever. There is a chance that the money from tariffs could be so great that it would replace. In the old days, about 1870 to 1913, the tariffs were the only form of money. And that's when our nation was relatively the richest. We were the richest.
And Rachel, you also taught him how to say, let's make America great again in Spanish. Watch this, everyone.
The theme of this was make America great again.
Right.
And it's so easy. People said, if you didn't win, this country was going to fail. It was going to fail. It was financially and otherwise, it was going to fail. Maybe even worse in so many other ways with all of this horrible stuff that they made you believe. Our country was going to be a big failure, and it wasn't going to be long. I guess we're very close to 100 days, actually. And in this short period of time, we have made such an impact. We're respected all over the world again.
Mr. President, I'd like to teach you how to say, let's make America great again in Spanish. So, vamos a hacer América grande otra vez.
America grande otra vez.
Otra vez. It was so great.
Rachel, sorry to interrupt you. He picked out America grande otra vez.
Otra vez. Yes. It was awesome. Listen, back to the tariffs really quickly. So important. The tariffs are just another form of revenue. And so he's saying if we can make this happen, we might be able to eliminate the income tax, which, of course, would be transformatory. By the way, I do have a degree in economics from a state school. So all those fancy economists that are talking to him, my parents saved some money at Arizona State University. So I got my econ question in, and he seemed to like it.
Well, you're not allowed to leave Fox and go join the administration, but that was an excellent idea. I would personally love to keep that money, the tax dollars, if we can make so much money on these tariffs. That'd be great. What a wonderful question. Great interview. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you, Ainsley. Big,
You're
beautiful
welcome.
tariffs.
We'll be watching at 4 o'clock, Fox Noticas.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.